You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
Oh, you already know what time it is. I still sound crazy. Man, allergy season is upon us. No, it's not the Rona, okay? So shut up.
Nope.
But we are back at it after a 2-day hiatus. We are back at it, but no problems. I am still here to rock out. But first, y'all already know, check out my socials. Follow me, RJD, RJ699 on Twitter, RJD_199 on Instagram, RJD199 on Snapchat. But most importantly, follow What the Wrestling on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Follow What the Wrestling on Anchor and Spotify. Other platforms coming soon. But for right now, let's go. Yes, yes, yes. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast that brings you all things wrestling. I am your host, RJD, as always, and we are going to talk a little bit about Smackdown, Rampage, and NXT. But before we do that, hit the goddamn like button, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, check out the merch store. As always, we got some new things coming soon. I am working on more sound bites. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I might even get a new stream deck. I just might get a new one. Because these just aren't enough buttons, man.
Nope.
These aren't enough buttons. I have so many more sound bites. I have some people like, man, you need to re-up some of those sound bites, man. We think we might have heard them all a little bit too much. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will. Maybe I will upgrade them just a little bit and see what's up. So we'll see what happens. I might just get the biggest one. I think it has like 60 or 32 buttons or 64 buttons or something like that. Whatever. But I love it. So we'll see moving forward. But let's talk about Smacking Up the Down. So Smackdown was a good show. I like Smackdown, just the fact of they're doing so many different things with Smackdown. And it's very interesting because we're not going to be on all this stuff long. We're just going to run through it quickly. But what I like about SmackDown are the changes that they're making. Obviously, on this show, we know they switched up Rey Mysterio. I'm going to talk about that. And, like, which is, first of all, Don DeMarco. Wait, why am I Don DeMarco not working? There we go. Don DeMarco, because Triple H doing that SmackDown stuff, putting changes to SmackDown, little subtle changes, a little bit here, a little bit there. Why is that? Thought that wire was hitting. Triple H making these subtle changes, I really like, because SmackDown could use some help, and seeing Roxy on the show, Roxanne Perez, seeing her on the show, seeing Ray on the show, and now they're setting up stuff for Ray and Gunther, aka Walter. It's just, I'm just liking everything I'm seeing from WWE right now. Now, granted, there's some stuff, everything is not perfect by any means.
Nope.
But the changes and the improvements are like leaps and bounds over what we've been getting. Remember, SmackDown a couple of years ago, SmackDown was the A show. I don't care what anybody says. SmackDown had the best storyline. SmackDown had everything going for it. Then it's like they killed it purposely. It's like when you look back on it, they almost killed it on purpose just so that Monday Night Raw could get some shine. And the crazy thing is, the way we always said in NXT, I know I always said it. You could go back and look at videos that I put out. If Triple H was running this show how he ran NXT, it would be so much better. The fans would catch on to it. People come to wrestling shows to watch wrestling. Yes, they want some sports entertainment too. They want all of that. You know, like I said, the Acclaim stuff, sports entertainment. Obviously, I know this is WWE, not AEW. But the Acclaim stuff, great. Then you have wrestling, hardcore wrestling stuff, great. Then you have a little bit of both mixed in, great. Then you got some spooky Bray Wyatt stuff, great. We need all of that. A variety is what people come for, but ultimately they come from the stories and the wrestling. You need a good story, you need good wrestling. You can't just be telling a good story and then you get in the ring and it's a dud. But then you can't go blow the house down and then your storytelling is trash. So I understand it, but this has been so thoroughly entertaining. NXT was so thoroughly entertaining. He's not making it NXT 3.0. He's just taking little bits and pieces of everything that NXT had, and he's sprinkling a little bit all over WWE right now. And they got all the buzz. All of it. And I love it. So, first things first, we started off with Sami Zayn and Kofi Kingston. Sami Zayn ends up winning this with help by Jey Uso. Before this, Roman Reigns called prior to the match and told Jey, listen, you better make sure he wins. So he went, he helped him out. He did the whole Uso kick the back of, during the roll up. Jey used to do this with Jimmy, and Jimmy used to do this with Jey. They've done it plenty of times where he kicks him. When he's trying to roll him up, instead of like holding your feet on the ropes, he kicks you back and gives you the extra leverage. And then after that, after the win, a couple segments later, Sammy's like, yeah, man, I won. And Jay's like, yeah, Oos, because I helped you out. You know, I made sure you got that. And and Sammy was like, what? I did that all on my own. What are you talking about? And then he's like, Solo, didn't you see that? He's like, nah, man. Solo is just sitting there like,
Nope.
nah, man, I ain't seen nothing. I know Sammy won, though. You know, it's like, so now we get to a point in the story where Sammy is going to probably start winning. Jay's going to start helping him. And then Sammy's going to be taking all the credit, which is going to further infuriate Jay. And angry Jay is the best Jay. I'm loving everything that they're doing with Sami Zayn. I am loving this right now. Best, probably, well, I think Dom and Ray and Dominique and Rhea Ripley and all that might be one of the best stories. This is probably the best, the second best or best story in WWE right now is this bloodline honorary Uso stuff. I love it. Braun Strowman beat up Brian Thomas and James Maverick, two jobbers. They got killed, but Omos and MVP were looking on the outside. And this is setting up Braun Strowman versus Omos. Not going to lie to you, I want to see this just because it's two huge dudes. One, Omos is over 7 feet tall. Braun Strowman's about 6'8"-ish, 6'9", something like that. And it's two huge dudes in the ring. Now, Braun is good in the ring. Omos, not so much. So, I don't know, just the attraction of it all with these two strong ass men, these two huge men in the ring. I wonder how they're gonna lay out this match when it finally does happen. Maybe in Crown Jewel. This is gonna be great. So good stuff here. Braun Strowman kills two jobbers, and it's funny because Omos has been doing the same thing on Raw, killing two jobbers every week. So obviously they were on a collision clash, and we'll see what happens. Then we had, L.A. Knight, versus Mansoor. Good job on finally ditching this Maxine Dupois crap. Now we have L.A. Knight, and they bigged up his physique on commentary, saying, "What a physique on that man! Why would you keep that covered in the suit for so long?" So it's like,
Nope.
that might be a dig. And like I said, there were backstage reports that they really do like his physique. LA Knight is jacked. He's got a great body. LA Knight got to be, I think he might be 6 feet, 6'2", 6'1", something like that. So, I mean, and he can talk. LA Knight could be a great babyface. LA Knight could be a dick heel. So, they may have something on their hands. Let's see what happens. But LA Knight basically shows off his moveset. Basic match, he gets the win. And Maximum Male Models, I don't know where they go from here, but they need a makeover too. Excuse me. Then we had Roxanne Perez joining Shotzi and Raquel Rodriguez for a tag team match. She tried to get Raquel Rodriguez to help her out in NXT, and because she needs to pick somebody to wrestle for her in her feud with Cora Jade. So we'll see what happens. And she was talking drunk to Bayley, and Bayley ends up pinning her with a modified roll-up. So Damage Control beats Roxanne Perez, Shotzi, and Raquel Rodriguez. And that's fine to me. So she looked great up here. Listen, she's smaller than the other women, but who gives a shit? Nobody cares. Just because she's small doesn't mean she can't go in with the other wrestlers. I mean, I think Rey Mysterio has proved that. It's all about her character, how she gets over, and if the crowd takes a liking to her. We don't give a shit if she's short. Who cares? That girl can wrestle her ass off. Such a believable underdog babyface is Roxanne Perez. Love Roxanne Perez. Then we had Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. And I will say, can't wait for Escobar to get in the ring. He's going to be great because he is great. Putting Zelina Vega with them, that was just... We all know what she did for Andrade Cien Almas's career in WWE. And she is great on the mic. She adds so much. And she can wrestle better than Elektra Lopez. So, I mean, it sucks that they swapped them out, but she is a better wrestler. And Elektra's new, so I don't even know if she's not going to be having 5-star matches. And if she is going to be mixing it up with B-Fab, hopefully B-Fab gets better. Maybe B-Fab will get better by wrestling Zelina Vega. We'll see. Legado gets the win here, pinning Top Dollar, which was shocking. I was not expecting them to pin Top Dollar, but they pinned Top Dollar, and they're gonna be in a feud with Hit Row. Top Dollar is being pushed as the star of this group, and he did a flashy elbow drop, probably going to be a signature move of his. You know, the elbow. So we'll see what happens there. We did have Vega knocking over with a clothesline B-Fab. So looking forward to seeing what they do with all of them. We had a fatal 4-way match. Ricochet, Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and Solo Sikoa. So here's the thing. Rey Mysterio basically told Triple H, and towards the beginning of the show, listen, man.
Stop it. Get some help.
I can't do this anymore with Dominic. I can't be beating up on my child. He's going crazy. I quit. I can't beat up on my son, man. And Triple H is like, listen, man, just come inside, man. Let's Let's not make any rash decisions. Just come inside. So he came inside, and at the end of the show, right now, we find out that Ray's on Smackdown now, everybody. So we love Rey Mysterio. Everybody loves Rey Mysterio. He is now on, man, Rey Mysterio has been wrestling a long time. I remember he was one of my favorite wrestlers back in WCW when it was him, I think La Parka. He was a dude with the chair. He came out with the chair all the time. Dean Malenko, Chris Jericho. Man, I was like 10 years old, 11 years old watching that. And Rey Mysterio, he used to do the Hurricane, not the Hurricane Rana. He used to do the, like, jump off the top rope, switch them down, trap the leg. That was like his finisher. Man, Rey Mysterio's been wrestling a long time. One of the great bumps he took was Kevin Nash throwing him into a production truck. I will never forget that as long as I live. Shout out to Rey Mysterio, man, with the career, just first ballot Hall of Famer, man. Just, man, what an incredible career. That just popped into my head. I had to say that. So, it was supposed to be Karrion Kross, but he got beat up and got into a car accident because of Drew McIntyre in the beginning of the show. So he got effectively taken out of this. So him and Drew will continue their feud. And Rey Mysterio got put here instead. So Solo Sikoa, Rey, Sheamus, and Ricochet, they had a banger, as Ricochet would say. They pointed out on commentary that this marks the first time Sheamus and Rey Mysterio have been in the ring with each other, which is crazy considering how long they both have been in WWE. And how they avoided how they wrestled around each other all these years is crazy because Rey's been in WWE forever. And Rey Mysterio is now officially on SmackDown away from his son. And this is going to be some long-term storytelling. I don't know if we'll see this in the Royal Rumble, but you gotta imagine that this is not over between Dominic and Rey Mysterio, which means they're going to be battling soon again. And if they don't come back to each other eventually, they're going to have a spot in the Royal Rumble with both of them. Like, they're going to have to. Where maybe Dom throws him out or he throws Dom out. Something. I would love to see it. And, yeah, Rey Mysterio got the win here. So, shout out to him. This was awesome. Then, he's here. Bray Wyatt returns. He has a new entrance. He has a new entrance, new mask, new lantern. And he got holy shit chants. He got welcome back chants. And he came in the ring as William Rotunda. Closest thing to William Rotunda we're going to get. And some of the notable things he said, listen, this is just me being me, genuine me for the first time. You guys get to see me. He says, I'm incredibly grateful and nervous because I never thought this would happen. The man's fighting back tears. The man, his voice is cracking up. And if you know a grown-ass man, you know, when you get that crackly voice, he had that crackly voice. He said, I lost my career. I lost my confidence. I lost two people who were very, very close to me. I lost my way. He said he had somebody in his life that was there with him. I'm paraphrasing here, but he said he was the fans or the people who would, you know, when you coming back, Bray? We miss you, Bray. We love you, Bray. When you coming back, Bray? We need you, Bray. And that really, you know, gave him his confidence to come back. He said, you saved my life, talking about the audience. And and then in the middle of his promo, seemingly towards the end of it, the show cut to him on the Titantron, and he was like, you know, they don't know what they're dealing with, but they will. And then it said, Jet! And then it went off, and then you saw his logo there. So we're gonna get some Wyatt 6 stuff coming up soon, and I don't know what's going on, but we also had Liv Morgan totally just losing her mind.
Emotional damage.
And Liv Morgan beat up Sonya Deville. I give her props for that. And then she jumped off of some shit and put Sonya Deville through a table. And she was just like, had this crazy look on her face. I'm not going to lie. I like it. I love Crazy Liv Morgan. More of this, please, and thank you. Let's get some more Crazy Liv Morgan on my TV. It's like she's so fun-sized and cute, and she's just going crazy, and she'll kick your ass. I love it. Losing the title, put her ass off the deep end. You think I can't be extreme? I'll show you extreme. Maybe she's a little bit too extreme. Reminds me of Arcane for all of my anime fans. Forget the chick with the blue hair. But after that incident happened with, some things blowing up, go watch Arcane, Netflix, great show. They should be paying me for this promotion, but they're not. Netflix, if you're listening, call me. I got you. But, yeah, after that, she just totally went off the deep end, and then she just became this crazy killer. Yeah. So, that's what it reminds me of. I love it. Good stuff. That was SmackDown. So, SmackDown was great. Let's talk about Rampage, shall we? Blackpool Combat Club versus the Butcher, the Blade. And the Blackpool Combat Club gets the win here. This was a crazy match. All the great stuff. Claudio Castagnoli is very strong. I mean, we knew this already, but listen, he's very strong. In case you didn't know, he's very strong. Love the Butcher and the Blade. Butcher and the Blade are great. I do think they're a little underutilized. I hope they get their time in the sun here. But this was a good opener to Rampage. Rampage has basically made a living of being a very, very solid, watchable hour of wrestling every week. Can't get mad at that. So, excuse me. Blackpool Combat Club with the win. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Nyla Rose faces Anna Jay. JAS came out. They were talking all of their junk. And Daniel Garcia basically explained that he beat up on his hero, Bryan Danielson. But Jericho showed him that a sports entertainer will always beat a wrestler. The crowd calling him a wrestler. The crowd still ain't buying it. But he's back with the JAS. Basically explained, this is why I did it. And Anna Jay basically was like, all right, let's go. Nyla Rose came out. She was introduced as the so-called TBS champion, which she is not. We know this. And we had a promo here where Vicky Guerrero that was after the fact, but basically we had Anna Jay versus Nyla Rose. Solid match. Anna Jay got a lot of offense, which shocked me. I was like, wow. She got a lot of offense here. She came in. She got a lot of offense. Nyla sold for her a lot. But in the end, this match kind of went off abruptly. Like she threw her into the corner, hit her with the beast bomb, and then it was over. Jade Cargill came down to a bit of a babyface reaction. She laid out all the security guards who were there. She kicked the holy hell out of this one guy. Like she came down. She sent the baddies first. The baddies weren't getting the job done. So then she came down, and the first guy she saw, she swiftly kicked him in the chest, and he flew back like 10 feet. So after that, she was focused on security, and Nyla Rose calmly left right behind her. So that was funny. Good stuff here. Then we had Ethan Page versus Isaiah Cassidy. This was like short, sweet, to the point. Ethan Page wins, beats Isaiah Cassidy. So now all of the contracts, Matt Hardy, Private Party, now belong to the firm. So that sucks for them.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stokely Hathaway is good on the outside. He does everything with impeccable timing. That guy's awesome. Good stuff here. So shout out to Mr. Stokely Hathaway. Don't know what they're going to do with Matt Hardy and Private Party. I wish they would lead, like, that's the one thing I'm not feeling with AEW. I wish they would just leave Private Party alone and let them, listen, the first year, Private Party, they were over, they were hot, they were hip young tag team. They're both young boys, good in the ring. As soon as they put them with Matt Hardy, which to me didn't make no sense, they didn't need to do that. They immediately lost all their steam. The one thing I did like is that they changed their entrance. I mean, I like that sounds a private party. But I like the new theme song. But they could have changed the theme song and left them as baby faces and just let them do them in the division. But they put them with Matt Hardy in a storyline that killed the momentum, turned them heel, and they ain't been the same since. It's been, 2 years now? A year and a half now? They ain't been the same since their first year. Remember when they was the 8th seed and they beat the Young Bucks? And everybody was high on Private Party? And then they were getting one-on-one matches, I think, with Jericho and all these other guys. Now they're just 2 guys. I hate that. Because Private Party is better. They're better than that. Put them in something meaningful. Because this shit is they deserve better. They're better than that. Homegrown talent. They deserve better. Pinnacle versus Brian Cage in the Gates of Agony. This was very good. Because FTR is great. And Sean Spears was out there because he is from Canada. This is their first time in Canada. And Spears got the win with the C4 on Khan to get the score. They did have a sharpshooter spot where they had, Nana. They had Nana out there and he was getting beat up as well. Good win for Sean Spears. Sean Spears, does anybody notice that this guy's jacked? Sean Spears is not a little man. I know TV puts 10 pounds on you, but Sean Spears is a big dude. I don't know if he's been in the gym. I don't know if he's just put on some muscle. I don't know. Maybe he's been training with Cody. I know they're best buddies. But that guy's jacked, man. I could get behind that guy. Let's get some Sean Spears on my TV. Let's build him up. Build him up from the ground up. Maybe we could get him into a nice little feud with somebody. I don't know. Let's make it happen. But Brian Cage is exceptional. I'm glad we're getting to see Brian Cage 2 weeks in a row. More Brian Cage on my TV, please. He's very, very good in the ring because he does things that a man his size should not be able to do. And yes, this was good. So, shout out to Rampage. As always, very, very quick hour of wrestling. So we shall not be mad. And like I said, they most of the time do not disappoint. So as we let's pull up NXT here. NXT. We had we had Axum versus Frazier. Frazier gets the win over Axum. This was good. NXT was pretty good this week. Let's start there. Hold on. I know, guys. I know. NXT is not always. Actually, no. This is not. No, this is the wrong. Oh hell no! This is the wrong goddamn thing. Hold on, y'all. We're gonna get this right. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Because for some reason, what the hell happened? My shit totally disappeared. This is terrible. There we go. Jesus Christ. I'm sitting here like, why the hell? Got the wrong damn, oh, come on. Now my computer's acting crazy. All right. Opener, Braun Breaker. First of all, let's hit the button on myself.
You stupid.
For responding to the wrong NXT. Braun Breaker versus Javier Bernal. He wanted it. He got it. Vic Joseph introduced. New partner on commentary next to Booker. King of Booker. Booker T. After the match, Ilya Dragunov came down. JD McDonough had the headbutt. And that sent him into Braun Breaker. Later on in the night, Dragunov was about to leave, but Grayson Waller got in his face. And he ended up challenging him to a match later. Braun Breaker continues to improve. Javier Bernal, he got in a little bit, but ultimately he takes the L as he should. I don't know what Braun Breaker is missing, but the connection, it's not there yet. It's getting there, but it's not there yet. And I know he's very good, very athletic. He's big dude, got a great look. I just feel like something's missing with Braun Breaker. Like that one little connection that's missing with the fans, that it's like they're behind them, but they're not behind them. We gotta see Braun Breaker and how he is positioned on the main roster, because I don't see anybody dethroning him yet because he's their guy, but we'll see. So Nathan Frazier and Axum, this is what I was trying to talk about. This was very good. This was a ladder match, and this was very good. Frazier beat Axum, and he wins the best of 3 series to qualify for the NXT North American Championship. Axum barely made it back to the ring after a missile drop kick. Then Frazier dived onto him, and they went through a reversal of a series of submission holds. Frazier caught Axum with a suplex, but he countered it into a sleeper. Frazier is really good. Axum is really good. I like this match. Nothing more to be said here. Indy Hartwell versus Valentina Feroz. Indy Hartwell gets the win. Before the match, Sanga promised to be in the corner of Feroz, and Hartwell warned Feroz that she owned the NXT ring.
You stupid.
Don't know about that. Now, Mahan whispered to Sanga during the match and convinced him to leave. So Indy beats Feroz. I think the other lady is hurt, if I'm not mistaken, from this women's tag team. I think she's hurt. Good win for Indy. She needed a win. Number one contenders match. Number one contender. Briggs and Jensen versus Enfo and Blade versus the Dyad. Blade and Enfo defeat the Dyad, Briggs and Jensen, to be number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Pretty Deadly watched this from the stage, and they were looking to see who the next challengers were going to be. Briggs laid out everyone with clotheslines. Then Jensen did some high flying, walking the tightrope before a somersault plancha. That looked impressive. The closing stretch, everybody got in the ring. Blade and Enfo got in the ring. Blade jumped onto the Dyad, while Enfo jumped onto Briggs and Jensen from the outside. So this was great. In the parking lot, the Dyad warned Cameron Grimes that he made a mistake to challenge him to a 3-on-1 match, handicap match, to pay for his sins. Grimes told Mackenzie Mitchell that he would have the help from 2 men outside of NXT. And there has been reports, as I want to talk about, there has been reports that Cameron Grimes is getting called up soon. So we'll see how that happens. I know between Cameron Grimes, Nikita Lyons, Zoe Stark, those are probably going to be the next batch of call-ups. Zoe Stark she's TV ready right now. You could put Zoe Stark on Raw, on SmackDown right now, and she could go have killer matches with any one of those ladies. Nikita Lyons, if you want to talk about like looks and presentation wise, she's probably ready, but in ring wise, don't know. I think she should stay down there a little bit longer. I think when she puts it all together, Nikita Lyons is going to be the it girl. Cause she's an attractive lady, and once she gets the wrestling down packed, woo, oh Lord, it's gonna be a wrap. So, Abba Fire versus JC Jane with Gigi Dolan in her corner. Abba Fire got the win over Jane, which was surprising. I really thought Abba Fire was going to lose, but they setting up Abba Fire, I think, for a championship match. So I'm pretty sure now this is when she's going to get built up. Sonya Deville appeared in the crowd and attacked Fire, helping Toxic Attraction powerbomb her through the announce table. This was at the end of the match. Now, the fact that they put Sonya Deville back down there, remember Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, they were a 1-2 punch. So, shout out to them before they had their match, and then Sonya Deville became like, Mandy went to NXT, Sonya Deville was an authority figure, now she's not anymore. She's back to being a wrestler, and they actually had a pretty good match on that pay-per-view. It was a while back. But Good addition for Toxic Attraction. I don't know what's going on with Mandy Rose, but good addiction. Good addiction. Hear me? Good addition for them. Can't go wrong there. So fine with me. And moving on. Wesley versus Channing Stacks Lorenzo. Mr. Lee beat Mr. Stacks. So Stacks went after the knee until he got tripped. He got tripped on the run, setting up a planted spin out neck breaker for a near fall. After this match, Mr. Trick and Carmelo Hayes attacked Lee, but Oro Messiah made the save and helped Lee run them off backstage. Tony D. He blamed Stacks for his injury and told him that he would have a match next week against a mystery opponent. He kept trying to tell him, yo, but who is it? But who is it? And he wouldn't tell him. So we'll see who's going to whoop his ass next week. Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark talked about their mutual respect as a team. Now, Nikita Lyons, now I don't know if this is leading to them going at each other, but Nikita Lyons could definitely be a great heel. I could see it. Zoe Stark, I wouldn't turn her heel. I'm sure she'd probably be a good heel, and she can work in the ring. But Nikita Lyons could be a good heel. Looking the way she looks, playing like the mean girl, yeah, I can see heel all over her for sure. We'll see what they do with them. We had Kiana James versus Thea Hall with Chase U. Before the match, James explained her business plan is to buy out Chase U for the valuable land underneath the institution. Okay, whatever that means. Vaughn Wagner questioned Stone backstage and told him to focus on the ladder match. Mackenzie Mitchell and Cora Jade. Mackenzie Mitchell told Cora Jade that Roxanne Perez was going to SmackDown to find her opponent. Jade said she was going to Raw, so we'll see who each of these ladies get. And James beat Hale by pinfall in an okay match. Then we had the match that was set up earlier in the night. Ilja Dragunov versus Grayson Waller. So in a pre-tape video, Apollo Crews warned Waller about their upcoming match because he's probably going to whip the brakes off of Grayson Waller. Dragunov ends up winning this match by pinfall because Ilja Dragunov is a badass dude who has banger after banger. I would love to see this guy versus Sheamus. I mean, we've seen him versus Walter twice, and they beat the holy dog shit out of each other. Literally, it was perfect. Perfect iteration of violence that those two displayed in those two matches, especially that first one. Please go watch it. It is not for the faint of heart. Now, Ilja Dragunov versus Sheamus, if it eventually happens, they're going to beat the piss out of each other. And I love it. So we'll see if that ever happens. But I do think that NXT has gotten better. It's still the cartoony shit. It still bothers me. The lighting is still too bright. I like the old gritty, grimy NXT in the warehouse with the rock music. But we can't always have what we want. So it was okay this week. NXT was just okay. And with that being said, that's all I got for you guys. Stay tuned tomorrow. I will have some news on what is going on in WWE, AEW, and the like. I don't know about these NXT reviews because NXT, I don't know if it's reviewable. I mean, I try to get through it. I try to watch it and bring it to you guys so you guys know what's going on. But this NXT is rough, man. Raw and SmackDown I look forward to every week. Believe it or not, I know. Who would have thought? But this NXT is it's rough. Most weeks it's rough. So, with that being said, that's all I got for you guys today. Check out my socials. Everybody enjoy the day. Enjoy your football. I am out. Everybody be safe out there as always. Peace.